Welcome back to The Ed Show. Many Americans believe fracking is an unsafe drilling practice that's ruining the environment and making American people sick. Today, breaking news. The Obama administration's Interior Department is drafting rules requiring companies to disclose the chemical makeup of fracking fluids. The proposed rules would also require drillers to make sure wastewater does not leak into the environment, according to Reuters. Josh Fox is the journalist who brought this to the world's attention with the movie Gasland. We showed you how he was arrested at a public hearing on Capitol Hill on fracking because Republicans simply didn't want him there. Here's a clip from Gasland.
It was the same story, water trouble.
They never had a problem with the water. After they drilled, the water was bad.
Oh, man. Health problems.
I'm never healthy.
Hazardous explosive conditions inside the house.
Whoa. Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
Let's bring in Josh Fox, Academy Award nominated filmmaker, director of Gasland, and currently working on Gasland 2. First of all, I want to thank you for joining us the other night first, after you were arrested and out and being able to talk. Thank you so much for that. The new regulations, what do you know about them, and will it help?
Well, from what I understand, this is the Interior Department, and what I think they're saying is that this is only about public lands. So certainly we need the disclosure of chemicals all across the United States. In 2005, the Energy Policy Act of 2005 exempted fracking companies from reporting the chemicals that they were injecting into the ground. That was an exemption to the Federal Safe Drinking Water Act. So that exemption needs to be overturned. There was a bill in Congress called the FRAC Act, and that needs to be supported by the president. It's not adequate to just have this on public lands, because that's a very, very small fraction of this activity. The gas companies have to disclose all across the United States.
What are they using, and how damaging is it?
Well, there are about 600 different chemicals that we know about that they use in fracking, and so many of them have health effects, from benzene to formaldehyde, carcinogens, neurotoxins, things that are extremely dangerous to human health. And in very small quantities, if they get into water supplies, they can contaminate those water supplies forever, as is the case in Pavilion, Wyoming, and Dimock, Pennsylvania, and thousands of cases reported across the country.
Josh, I had a gentleman call my radio show the other day. He said that he was living in Colorado. These surveyors came on his land. They started doing all kinds of stuff to get ready. He went over and said, "Who are you?" They told him, "This is where we're drilling." He says, "No, these are my minerals." He said, "No, it's not." And he couldn't stop them.
Right.
Not long after that, he had a liver transplant because, of course, he was subjected to the aftermath of all the fracking, and it got into the drinking water. That's what he claims. Is this a common story? Do you hear this a lot?
All the time.
All the time.
Well, we have drilling in 34 states. We have this is the largest domestic natural gas drilling campaign in history. And for the other part of the rules here is that they're suggesting that somehow there's a way to fix the casing problems. That is a fiction. It's an impossibility. If the Interior, I mean, this is not a controversial thing to say, by the way. The industry has been trying to fix these problems of well casing for decades, and they have concluded that there's no way to fix it. Over the life of the gas well, 50% of those well casings will fail, and that's the industry's number. I mean, it's an inch worth of concrete that's protecting the groundwater from all those hazardous chemicals, from the volatile organic compounds that come up with the well, from the radioactive material that's in the wastewater. An inch worth, I'm sorry, not concrete, an inch worth of cement. Cement fails over time. If you drill a well right next to the well that you just drilled, you can crack that cement. Industry has said there is no way to solve a cement casing problem. Obama administration's rules are saying, we want you to fix that problem. That doesn't add up to me.
When does Gasland 2 come out, and what new content will you have?
This summer. And ironically, after being arrested not just in Congress, but by Congress, the film focuses on the level of contamination that we missed in the first movie, which is the contamination to our political system. Every fracking dollar that's in Congress, and they make enormous campaign contributions in lobbying, is a contaminant in our political system. It's toxic to our democracy.
They're protecting their activities.
I have no doubt that if oil and gas was not contributing huge amounts of money to Congress, I wouldn't have been arrested by the Republican chair on Wednesday morning.
Josh Fox, thanks for your time. We look forward to visiting with you again. Thanks so much.
That's great.